Right, we are getting very close to the business end of the season with Reading in Season 2, and as you can see on the left-hand side, we are currently 8th place in the table. However, if we win our game in hand, which I don't think is the game against Sheffield United, it might be the game against Sheffield United, we will potentially move up. In fact, we might move up, we should move up. If we beat Sheffield United 2-0, that should be enough because our goal difference will go to positive 11, theirs would drop down to positive 10. Basically, we could move up to 6th place with that game in hand. In this episode, we are going to be playing against Sheffield United in 6th, Ipswich in 7th, Luton in 2nd. We are not going to have an easy time. We're also going to be playing QPR off camera. If I can click it, there you go, down in 20 seconds. So that one should be a nice easy win. Also, Courtney House hasn't joined yet. Basically, we didn't have the transfer budget to bring him in. However, I've offered him a new contract because we've managed to rearrange some money about, and Courtney House might be joining again. I still don't know why I'm doing this, but he's very good at football. In between episodes, we've been pretty poor, which is why we have dropped down to 8th place. We have drawn with Bolton, we've lost against Plymouth, we lost against Cardiff, and we managed to absolutely destroy Blackburn, in fact, 3-0. Ballard with 2, Pepper also getting on the score sheet. So he's got 2 goals now in about 6 games, which is, it's not great, but it's okay, I'll take it. The starting lineup then for the Sheffield United game is going to be tough. We basically did not rest players after our last match, so we have got some fitness concerns. It's going to be Cavallina in goal, Ferguson, Mepham, McIntyre and Guinness-Walker, Offerborough and Riedveld in midfield, Schumer and Onyedinma on the wings, Pepper and Ballard leading the lines. If we scroll down, we are missing Kelvin, we are missing Aziz, we are missing Scott Banks, which is 3 very, very big names. Aziz doesn't play that much because Banks normally plays, but obviously with Banks injured, Aziz would be playing, but he can't play, which means Basil Juma is going to be getting a start in this one. I am hoping Sheffield United did the same thing as us and did not manage to rotate or rest enough players in the last match, because we are missing our entire central midfield, basically. We're playing Offerborough and Riedveld when we should be playing Hamilton at the very least in that central midfield, and I'm a bit concerned. Looking at the fitness of Sheffield United, they're in a similar boat. Good. So Baldock, Egan, Ibarra and a few others look like they are not 100% fit. Ferguson's corner comes in early on. McIntyre's hit the bar, and it is Pepra with his 3rd goal of the season. Just 4.5 minutes played. We take the lead against Sheffield United away from home as well. This could be massive, this goal. It looks like both teams are actually playing a 4-2-4 formation as well, so we are going to potentially cancel each other out. We are moving up into 7th place, so this isn't our game in hand, or is it our game in hand? It might be our game in hand. It is McIntyre to clear it. I'm not sure what this highlight is to start with. Back to Ibarra. Left-hand side is Rivera with a bit of space. Cuts inside, goes for goal, hits the underside of the bar, and it goes off for a throw. And Onyedinma's injured. That's not what we need. Another injury to a winger. Right, he's not injured to the point where he needs to come off. However, he's probably going to be coming off at half-time. They are recommending that I bring on Leai for Onyedinma, which I guess it's the most logical change. I don't want to bring Onyedinma off because he's good. He's very good. Leai isn't particularly great, is he? Baldock, what a tackle that is from McIntyre. Still doesn't manage to find anyone other than a Sheffield United shirt, and Tom Davies gets his 2nd goal of the season for Sheffield United. It's 1-1. So even if this is a draw, we will move up into 7th place, but we'll be 2-3 points behind Sheffield United. So we'll be off the pace when it comes to actually getting into the playoffs. We're doing well, keep going. Let's see what this injury is. Wants to stay on, but injury is affecting him. Do we bring him off? I feel like we have to bring him off, don't we? Leai is going to come on. Or, we haven't done it. We've not really done this, but Hamilton can play on that left wing. We're going to go for it. We've got Charlie Savage. If we need a central midfielder, we can bring on Savage to play in that central midfield role. Or we can bring on Leai and move Hamilton into that position. So maybe this is a good idea. It might be a terrible idea as well, just in case, like, let's say Hamilton gets himself injured because he's not fully match fit. The second half is very, very uneventful by the looks of it. They've just done 2 subs to both of their strikers, so Archer and McBurney have both come on for Sheffield United. We are looking tired. Look at all of this conditioning. I think we're going to have to do all of our changes now just to get the tired players off the pitch. So, Yeardom, he's returned from his loan spell. I don't really want to do that, but I think we're going to have to. Offerborough for Williams, sure, we'll do that. Guinness-Walker, we've got no left-backs on the subs bench. Can Lascelles play as left-back? No, he's right-footed. McIntyre can. Right, that'll do. We'll swap you 2 round. We've got one more change, which probably has to be Ballard. But Leai is not very good as a striker. He's really... I mean, we're doing it, aren't we? We're going for it. We've got to roll the dice. We can't play the rest of this match with that level of fitness throughout the team. And if we get an injury now, we're kind of screwed, aren't we? We are into the final 5 minutes of the match. A 1-1 draw away from home at Bramall Lane is not a bad result. Realistically, it's not a bad result at all. Would have been nice to see a little bit of action in the second half. We've had nothing at all, I don't think. Any highlights at all in the second half. But we've picked up a point. We didn't even have a shot in the second half. We had 0 shots in the second half. Sheffield United did a fair amount by the looks of it. Didn't see any of it. It's a decent point. Onyedinma bruised his shin. You bruised your shin, mate. That's not an injury. That's the type of thing a toddler does, and he gets over it and gets on with his life. You can also see there, from those injuries, that we are missing Banks for hopefully a small amount of time, same as Aziz, but Kelvin is out for 2 to 3 months with a torn hamstring, which is it's a big miss. He's not even that good. Let's be honest, he's not that good, but he does the business for us. 8 goals so far in all competitions. He should have more. He really should have more goals. Right, we're back the other side of the QPR game, and we have moved up to 6th place in the table. I don't know what happened to Sheffield United, but we have managed to basically leapfrog over them, thanks to goal difference. Realistically, that's the only reason why we are ahead of them. But we are now 4 points behind Hull, 6 points behind Leeds, and 10 points behind Blackburn, and too far behind Luton, so we're not going to be going up automatically. Next up then, we are going to be playing Ipswich, who are in 8th place. I feel like we've had some fixtures rearranged because that match wasn't there before, was it? And then we're going to also be playing Luton in this episode. Ipswich is not going to be easy, but it's probably the easier of the 3 that we're going to play in this episode. Also, Courtney House has arrived. He's here. He's made it. It's another centre-back that we didn't need, but he's very good. We've got 3 really good centre-backs that we signed in January, and we've still got 3 existing centre-backs who are still very good for us. We're also making the Scott Banks deal permanent in the summer. He's costing too much money. It's costing, can we even find out? It's 1.8 million, but it's not. It's like 400,000 up front and then 1.8 or the rest of it over 3 years or something stupid like that. So he's costing us a fair amount of money, but I think he's earned it. He's done very well for us. 12 goals so far in the league, 8 assists as well. He's been very good. And we've also set up an affiliate club of Manchester City, which if we get promoted is going to immediately get cancelled, but if we stay in the Championship next season, we might be able to loan some ridiculously good youngsters rather than signing them like we did with Mika Hamilton. Anyway, let's play Ipswich and let's hope that we don't balls this one up. The starting lineup then for the Ipswich game will be Cavallina in goal, Ferguson, Mepham, Courtney Howells making his debut, and Guinness Walker in defence. Offenborough and Hamilton in the defensive midfield positions with Banks, Onyedinma, Ballard and Peprah leading the lines. Peprah I'm still not convinced of, but he has now got 3 goals, so he's getting there. Probably shouldn't be playing Scott Banks, but I mean, let's start Aziz. Let's start Aziz. Banks can come off the bench. What squad numbers Courtney House going to get? I don't even know what's available. It's probably something absolutely ridiculous. He's already got one. He's 27. I didn't pick that. You know what? I wonder whether Courtney House has something in his contract that says, I will be squad number 27. And because it was available, he just got given it, because I definitely didn't pick a squad number for him. 20 minutes played against Ipswich, and absolutely nothing is taking place so far. In fact, by the looks of it, nothing has taken place in the entirety of the Championship until Leeds have taken the lead, apparently. It's a corner. Alex Tellez takes it. Mepham clears it. Broadhead's going to pick this ball up, though. Goes for a long-range effort. Decent effort as well, but goes over the bar. All of a sudden, there is a flurry of goals. In fact, Vaux scored a goal for Sheffield Wednesday after 1 minute. This is the only thing that really happened early on in the games. Ferguson with a corner for us. Back post is Courtney House on his debut. It would be great if Courtney House could score a goal from a corner. I don't think it's going to happen. House to Guinness Walker. 4 minutes left of normal time in the first half. Courtney House gets it once again. Ball forward. Offenborough towards Don Ballard. Right-hand side. In fact, he's gone straight through to Aziz. His control's not the best. Ferguson keeps it alive, though. 4 in the box. One of them is Don Ballard. He picks up the pieces. Number 15 for the season. Alex Tellez almost scored an own goal, but Walton saved it. But straight into the paths of the Southampton youngster. He's ridiculous. He is so good in this game. It's unreal. Half-time then, obviously 1-0 to Reading. We've gone straight into the second half. I am considering doing a save with Southampton where I want to do the real world, not the real world, the your world, so we keep all of the original players. And I'm genuinely thinking Don Ballard might be playing. I think he's proven to me in this Reading save that Ballard is ridiculous, and I want to give him some game time in the Championship at Saints. It's a penalty? It's not a penalty, it's a corner. Okay, fair enough. I got worried. The camera did some weird stuff. I thought it might have been a penalty. Instead, it's going to be a corner for Ipswich. Alex Tellez goes over to take it. We do need to look at doing some changes because Hamilton is ready for bed. Onyedinma is ready for bed as well. So we can do a little bit of rejigging in midfield. Cross comes in, Hamilton can clear it, not far enough, I don't think. Broadhead loses out to Aziz, and now highlight's going to end. We're going to pause it, and let's do some changes. 3 changes in total, so we're bringing on Riedwald, Banks and Leai. Coming off is Onyedinma, Hamilton and Pepra, not necessarily in that order, but we've basically changed 2 for fitness, 1 for performance, which is Pepra, who's not doing very well at all. Ipswich are doing quite good in the second half. I'm a bit concerned. We've only got a 1-goal lead. Chidera on the left-hand side. He's got company. Cross comes in anyway. Hurst is there. Hurst gets his 17th goal of the season. 2 more than Don Ballard. And Ipswich equalise. Looks like Guinness Walker has taken the blame for that one. He's on a 6.3. Courtney House has just dropped to a 6.4 as well. We've got 20 minutes to try and find a winner. Kavlina, the Croatian goalkeeper, ball on the ground, finds Courtney House. Obviously, Kavlina has recovered from his broken hand that he got in the last episode, maybe? Leai, not the best control, but it falls to Banks, playing on the opposite flank to what he normally does. Cross comes in, Ballard is there. Goal number 16 for Ballard. 1 more goal, and he will equal with Ipswich's top goal scorer, who I don't even think is close to being top goal scorer in the league. I think Josh Sargent has run away with that on like 20-something goals. Final 10 minutes, and we are deep into those as well. We're going to do another change or 2, more for fitness than anything else. So McIntyre's going to come on in midfield. I guess he can play there. Aziz as well is going to come off for Basil. That's all of our changes. We just need to hope no injuries in the last few minutes. And ideally, another goal, or no goals for Ipswich at the very least. It is Chidera on the right-hand side. He seems to be swapping sides all over the place, doesn't he? Campagna, cross comes in, Chaplin's there, Mepham clears it. Basil's going to hopefully get there first and does so. Chuma, where are we going to go? On the ground or not? Actually, big lump upfield to nobody. Absolutely nobody. Just, if in doubt, get it out. 10-year-old football that was. Chaplin's in on goal and a spectacular block. We are into injury time. We've got a free kick. Ferguson has it on the right-hand side. Basil's in the middle. 3 to pick from if he can get across away. McIntyre. Rideout isn't paying enough attention, but it's gone through to Banks. Keep this one alive, my friend, on the left. Crosses in. Easily saved. Think the highlight is going to carry on though. Walton wanders around his 6-yard box and a big kick upfield. We've got 4 minutes of injury time, so we need to hold on, or ideally get ourselves a 3rd goal would be lovely. Courtney House with the ball inside his own half, just about, finds Banks on the left. Not really sure what you're trying there, mate. Banks loses out, and we've managed to get the ball back through a misplaced pass. Don Ballard, go for a long-range effort, mate. Go for a long-range effort. Don Ballard with a hat-trick, his 17th goal of the season, and we look like we have beaten Ipswich. That's a big result. I think on paper, that performance was definitely up there with probably one of the better ones. Obviously, the 3 goals from Ballard, the tip of the iceberg, but also we played very well. Banks coming off the bench, getting himself an assist as well. Kavlina on a 7.1. Ferguson as well on a 7.1. Which we were actually good at football. And what does that mean for the league table? Well, it means that we are staying in 6th place. However, Sheffield United have dropped points against Coventry. A 3-3 draw, which means we are now 2 points clear. We are closing in on Hull, who have also just dropped points against Norwich. The problem is, next up in this episode, we're going to be playing Luton on camera, but we've also got to play, I think, Sheffield Wednesday as well. So we're going to jump forward, come back the other side of the Wednesday game. In fact, we'll come back in time to play Luton. And we kind of need to beat Luton and Wednesday if we want to stay in this little, I guess, playoff fight. We're not getting automatic promotion, but we're certainly in the battle for playoffs. So I've just jumped forward a few more days, and the Luton game's been rearranged. Am I going crazy? Or are Luton games being rearranged all the time? Are they like in the cup still or something? They are. That's what... Right, okay, so Luton keep getting their games rearranged because they're on a decent cup run. Fair enough, that's fine. So we're not going to be playing Luton next in this episode. Instead, we're going to play Derby. I'm going to play the Sheffield Wednesday game off camera. We're going to come back for the Derby game on the 29th of March. We've also got our youth intake expected in March. It's a good intake. I'm not expecting anything. Right, it's now the 28th of March. We've had our youth intake, and this is the pick of the bunch. Aaron Doyle is a 15-year-old central defender. He's fast and 5'9". He's not a centre-back, is he? He's probably a left-back, although naturally he's a centre-back. We've not got a particularly good intake, if I'm honest. Apparently Nicky Hillaby also is going to be very good. He's got lots of potential. I'm not seeing it, honestly. Also, when we got our youth intake, we did also play Sheffield Wednesday, and we lost 2-1 Marcondes and Balanta, a player that I wanted to sign. In fact, I almost did sign in the summer with the goals. Mika Hamilton with the goal for us. It means as we go in to play Derby at Pride Park, we have dropped out of the playoffs once again. It's a 3-horse race. Sheffield United, Reading and Burnley are vying for that 6th place spot. Although, we're not too far behind Hull and Leeds, and we have to play both Hull and Leeds and Luton, and I think even Blackburn, don't we? No, we've played Blackburn fairly recently, which we beat them. So we have to play Luton, Hull and Leeds, who are all battling for promotion or for playoffs. And then we've got some relatively easy games kind of sprinkled in the middle as well, which is quite nice. Let's play Derby County and see how we get on. So the starting lineup for the Derby County game then will be Cavallini in goal, Ferguson, Mepham, House and Guinness, Walker in defence, Offerborough and Hamilton in midfield, Banks, Aziz, Ballard and Pepra as our main striking threats for this. We are still missing Onyedinma, who's out injured for potentially up to 2 weeks. Kelvin's still out injured as well, 2 to 7 weeks still left on that injury. So we are getting back to full strength, but still not good enough in my opinion. Hopefully we're good enough to beat Derby. What I need to try and remind myself is us as a Reading side have overachieved massively. We were expected to finish second bottom, and we are definitely, we're definitely not relegated, put it that way, I know that much, but we are definitely going to be finishing probably 10th or above without question. So we've overachieved. Looking at the league table actually, there is 13 points that separates like 6th down to like 15th. It's ridiculous. Aziz to Guinness Walker, 21 minutes on the clock. Ipswich have taken the lead against Watford. Don't know whether it's relevant. It's just there in the bottom corner. Pepra collects it for us across to Scott Banks, making that permanent signing in the summer, which is going to be very helpful for us. Ferguson cuts inside 5 in the box, maybe even 6. Offerborough's one of them, gets his 5th goal of the season. 21 minutes played. We take the lead against Derby. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've done some ridiculously good signings this season for this Reading side. Ferguson is top-notch. Absolutely top-notch, I think. I was not expecting him to be as influential as he has been for us. The amount of assists he seems to get is mad. Obviously, with Mepham and House coming in January, and technically February, we've got some very good central defenders that realistically we should be building our team around going into next season. We've got Scott Banks on that right wing, who's been just ridiculous for us. Bringing back Don Ballard as well, another ridiculously good signing. Mika Hamilton in the centre of midfield. We have strengthened all over the place, even bringing in Cavallini as well recently. We've got ourselves a pretty decent championship side. I imagine, season preview for next season, they're going to say we're going to finish 10th, is my guess. Junker goes for goal. Junker puts it in the bottom corner. It's 1-1. I assume that's Junker and not Junker. We do kind of need to win this game, guys. We do have a game in hand over Sheffield United and Burnley, but we do need to make sure that we win it. I don't know what's going on with that camera. What happened there? Ferguson cross comes in. Ballard is there. And Ferguson almost gets himself a second assist of the game. Ballard heads over the bar. Final 20 minutes. This match has just flown by. Very little has happened. We're going to do some subs. Pepper off for Basil. We've got no strikers. If I could do January again, I would have brought a striker in and maybe not Jamal Lascelles. There we are. Basil's going to go up front. We're going to do Aziz coming off as we've got no wingers. Hamilton can go on the wing. And then Aziz can get dropped for Williams. Sure, Williams doesn't get a huge amount of game time, so we're going to give him a chance. Banks as well probably should come off, but we've got no right winger. 70 minutes played. Banks has the ball in the penalty area, but is easily dispossessed. And now Derby can possibly counter-attack. Young Coombs on the left-hand side plays it back to the goal scorer. Young Coombs again gets it on the left still. Offerer doesn't quite get there. Ulad Mahand. I bought that man before on a previous save, and I can't remember if he was any good or not. I don't think he was. I think he was terrible. Anyway, Derby have the ball from the clearance upfield from us. Offerer head forward. Hamilton doesn't quite manage to get there. Hinshaw would get some space for himself, and Cavallini's save is not really convincing, but he does manage to stop it anyway. Corner for Derby then from the left-hand side. Burnley have taken the lead against Millwall in their match, which is not good. We don't need that to happen. Cavallini to Williams to Mepham. Right-hand side is Ferguson. Go on, fella. You're on a 7.7. You're playing ridiculous. Maybe we should put you on the right wing. Ferguson back to Offerer. Ball forward to Don Ballard. In the middle towards Williams. Just about finds him. Basil Tumour as a striker. It's not his position. He's barely a winger, if I'm honest. Ferguson collects it on the right-hand side. 3, 4, 5 maybe options in the middle. Cross comes in. Hamilton's one of them. Basil Tumour's the other. Big bad Basil scores headers for fun. Most of his goals that he scored are headers. I'm pretty sure he's still 5'6". He's 6'2". I swear he was 5'6" at one point, wasn't he? I swear Basil Tumour was 5'6" at the start of the set. Or was that Leai? Maybe I'm thinking, am I getting Leai and Tumour confused because they both play on the wings? Anyway, we've got ourselves another highlight. Derby coming forward with the ball. Oh, I thought we were going to nick the ball then. Instead, Hinshelwood finds Stevenson in the area. Immediate response. Literally, first highlight straight after the goal. And Derby are 2-2. We've got some poor performers on the pitch at the moment. Courtney House being one, Banks being another. We don't have the subs to really fix Banks at all. We're going to take off Courtney House and we're going to do Lascelles, I think, is going to come on. We'll swap you two round because I think Mepham as a ball player might be better. Ferguson's on an 8.3. I don't know what's going on there. Charlie Savage can play on the right wing. Maybe. Offerborough can apparently play on the right wing. That way round, sure. Is that all of our subs? Nope, we've got one more. All of our subs are kind of defensive-minded. Riedveld, yeah, probably. Do we put him on as a left-back? He can play there. I feel like it's not a good idea. I mean, he's actually not a bad left-back. Fair enough. On you come. Corner for Ferguson. 88th minute. Front post is Chris Mepham. And his first goal in Reading colours. Admittedly, the away colours, but still, it's a good kit. It's a lovely purple kit. We have taken the lead with barely 2 minutes left of normal time to play, and it is a hat-trick of assists for Nathan Ferguson. Also, Millwall have just equalised against Burnley, which is big, very, very big for us. We could do with Millwall winning that. The full-time whistle goes here at Pride Park. We pick up 3 more very valuable points. Basil Tumer with a goal, again from his head. I'm certain Basil Tumer was 5'6". Reading fortunate to beat Derby. Yep, you're damn right, but Nathan Ferguson he's been a superstar for us. He's not even, he's good. He's certainly good, but he's not that good, is he? He's only got 8 assists. He's just picked up 3 in that last match. Am I just misremembering how good Ferguson's been? Because every now and then he just has an absolute blinder, and it's normally on camera. So right now, with 39 games played for us, we sit in 7th place, but we have a game in hand, which that game in hand is against Luton. Of course it's against Luton, because of the rearrangement. So I'm not too convinced that we should be moving up. If we could beat Luton, that would be very helpful, and I'm sure Blackburn would love us as well if we managed to do that, because it means they can kind of close that gap, maybe even leapfrog Luton into 2nd place. Next episode, we are going to finish the regular season of Season 2, which will be the Luton game, unless they've managed to get to an FA Cup semi-final. It's also going to be Hull, and it's going to be Leeds, and maybe Coventry. We're possibly going to have 4 games in the next episode. And then, assuming we finish in the top 5, make that top 6, we're going to have ourselves another episode in Season 2, which will be the entirety of the Championship playoffs, which might end after 2 matches. It might end after 3.